ekele ka m ga-enye gị, otito ka m ga-enye gị, Chukwu na-agbara m ọgụ, bịa ka ị nara ekele m. Ekele ka m ga-enye gị, otito ka m ga-enye gị, Chukwu na-agbara m ọgụ, bịa ka ị nara ekele m.
Ekele ka m ga-enye gị, otito ka m ga-enye gị, Chukwu na-agbara m ọgụ, bịa ka ị nara ekele m. Ekele ka m ga-enye gị, otito ka m ga-enye gị, Chukwu na-agbara m ọgụ, bịa ka ị nara ekele m.
Nkọwa mmeso ọma Chukwu n'ebe m nọ, chi ga-eji chi ga-abọ, ngụkọwara ebube ya, agaghị m akọcha ya akọcha, amaghị m ebe m ga-ebido ebido, amaghị m ebe m ga-akwụsị akwụsị. Chineke adị egwu, ọ bụ amama amasị amasị, Chukwu juru igwe jụọ elu ụwa, onye bi n'igwe were ụwa mee mgbakwasị ụkwụ ya. Eze bịa nara ekele m, Chukwu bịa nara otito m, asị n'ọnụ m bụrụ sọ ọnụ, ozu gị nye gị ekele, arụ m niile bụrụ ọnụ ọnụ, ozu ịkọwa mmeso ọma gị. Eze m bịa nara ekele m, bịa nara otito m, bịa nara ọjịja mma.
Ekele ka m ga-enye gị,
onye ọma,
otito ka m
onye
ga-enye gị, Chukwu na-agbara m ọgụ, bịa ka ị nara ekele m.
Chukwu nara ekele,
Ekele ka m ga-enye gị,
ekele,
otito ka m ga-enye gị, Chukwu na-agbara m ọgụ, bịa ka ị nara ekele m.
Ekele ka m na-enye gị, otito ka m na-enye gị, ekele ka m na-enye gị, otito ka m na-enye gị, si na-agbara m ọgụ. Echetara m ihe mere n'ime ndụ m n'arọ 2021 n'anya bụ ụbọchị n'isi ụtụtụ, anọ m na be m, mfụ ka ndị yunifọm jupụtara na be m na ụgbọala ha bụ ebegasị. Anọ m na tempụl na-atụ nzu ụtụtụ, a wee bịa nwesị ha, onye kụrụ na-achọ, asị m ọ bụghị m nwe ebe a, sị na ọmụnwa nwe ya. Ha jụọ m, ọ bụghị m nwa bụ onye chiri ọzọ bụ Ogbuefi, nsị na ọmụnwa, asị nọ na be m ka ha bịara. O wee sị m na ha bụ ndị drọg, na ha bịara ka a saghachi ebe m, ka a mara ihe butere ụdị mbuli elu a. Wee sị ha ebee ka a ga-ebido, maka na clear conscience bears no accusation. Anyị ebido n'elu ka anyị ebido n'ala. Asị m ka agbago n'elu n'elu, anyị bidoro ebe anwa, ha nenecha, ha na-enene nke a na-asach, ha nọkwa na kọlụ na-agbakwa onye zitere ha na onye osi imi, achacha n'elu onwere ihe afụrụ, agbarata n'ala asachịwakwa onwere ihe afụrụ. Awesị m n'eziokwu na onwere ihe afụrụ, mana na ọda si Ọka wee bịa, na mma eso ha ka onye isi ha n'Ọka wee fụ m, mụ na ha werekwa wee jebe n'Ọka. O nwerekwa ihe etinyere m ịga, mana anyị ruru n'Ọka, anọkọ m n'ebe asị m nọrọ na palọ ha. Madam wee bịa, madam wee sị m na eziokwu na o nwere ihe afụrụ n'ebe na be m, na ya ga-asịkwana ka ya jide m, maka na o nwere ihe ọbụla ha fụrụ. Mana ya na-asị m ngwa mụ naba na aka m dị ọcha. N'ofu ụbọchị ahụ ha kpọkwa m wee jee, ka natakwa na be m. Ọ bụrụ ndị osi imi ọ bụrụ ndị obi ọjọọ
agaghị m eri otuto ruru gị.
Good morning, viewers all over the world. For egwu Ndokita bụ egwu si na ngalaba na-afụ gbasara mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo na Ugochitubelu ọdịnala temple a na-akpọ Nkwa Group led by me. We have all the rights. Ọ bụrụ na ị like egwu Ndokita, jee na audio mark the iTunes and rest of them, download onye bụ. Yes, we have all the rights. Then, for some of you that are seeing me for the first time, Momu Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochitubelu na Oraifite, maọbụ ịkpọ m aka Chukwu. Abụ m onye isi nchụaja Ugochitubelu ọdịnala temple. Anyị na-agba afọ gbaa afa mmiri emi rụkwazi ọrụ mmụọ dị iche iche. Abụkwazi m onye isi nchụaja na ọdịnala Restoration Evangelical Mission, bụrụ onye mgbasa ozi ọdịnala Igbo. So you can call me a priest or an evangelist. I will answer. My mission is to help people live better life. N'ụbọchị taa n'oge awa nke eziokwu, isiokwu anyị ji bịa taa abụrụ ihe ọzọ bụ all you need to know about Ugochitubelu temple. So pay attention. I will explain everything concerning from my personal life and everything you need to know about our vision and our calling. You will know virtually everything you need to know. So pay attention. Maka na ndị Igbo tụrụ ilu na onye amara ebe esi ilu chee bọrọ nwere ike ebe sọrọ ya. Yeah, so pay attention. If you have been longing to know more about Ugochitubelu on the temple, pay attention today. Believe in me, you learn a lot. So before we dive into today's lecture, Echefuna, we are still in the month of March. Our group ritual for the month is still ongoing. You can join us for Aja na ekpere anyị dị n'igwe nke ọnwa March. Anyị gwakwala gị na ị nwere ike isonyere anyị ebe ọ bụla ị nọ under the sun. Distance is never a barrier in all our work in the temple. So if you are interested, what you have to do is to chat me on WhatsApp. Forward your 3 prayer requests. Make token donation to the account number. Chat them on WhatsApp. I will tell you other details we need for you in order to. We have lots of testimony. We started this group ritual over 3 years now. But as you all know, we don't share testimonies on social media or even in Eziokwu TV. You know why? It's not necessary, not why we're here, but I can tell you, na Chukwu na-emere onwe ya aha. Yes, maka dike dị na aja na TV. N'ezi ụtụtụ ejegori m na temple chụọ aja tụọ ọfọ kwubi okwu n'isi ndị na-esonyela all over the world. Anyị ga-emegide etu a till the last of the month. Anyị ga-ewere ihe ọnụ na-eri only jee mee saraka na mmiri. Then gaa n'ebe nchụaja. Then chụọ aja ihe mme gbagọtụzie na altar na temple. Chụọ aja dị iche iche to entities of powers. Jee n'ebe nchụaja gbuo ebiri mee saraka. Nwanne chụọkwa aja maka na aja karịrị ọgwụ. So ọ bụrụ na ị dị interested isonye na ya bụ aja, ma ọ bụ na ị chọrọ ka anyị gbara gị afọ mmiri emi, ma ọ bụ na o nwere ajụjụ inwe na nkụzi a, chaatị m na WhatsApp nọmba 0805 7837672. I repeat, 0805 7837672, ma ọ bụ 0813 8243 871. I repeat, 0813 8243 871. Metụ aka na share button. Tell people about our administration. Ọ bụrụ na ị na-esonye anyị n'Eziokwu TV, gwa ndị mmadụ gbasara administration anyị ka Chukwu okike pụrụ ime ihe na-egosi gị ma gosibiga gị oke mgbe ị na-eme nke a. Now, let's proceed n'ihe anyị maka ịbịa. Then, I bido. As you all know, I'm Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochitubelu Oraifite. Ogbuefi Eze-Ana Ugochitubelu bụ onye chiri ọzọ Eze-Ana. Yes, currently I'm the President General of Otu and Ọzọ Oraifite worldwide. Now, let me explain a little about my lineage, my root. My grandfather was a herbalist. Then, Boro and also title holder, Eze-Ana. During his time, he's a herbalist and the upwine tapper.
a wine tapper. Yes. So during his time, he was comfortable, and based I did not meet him, but based on what people said about him, he lived a good life and was a good man. Now, but my own father, who's supposed to succeed him in the calling, because I would have been the money wouldn't. Then now we who Jaroka. Yes. So my grandfather got married to two wives. My grandfather from my mother's side has three. My own father has one. Then, to me, I'm a polygamist. Then, another thing you know is that this life, when I started life, then I was successful very early in life. And the one thing about me, I pay attention to spiritual life and everything that concerns spirituality so early in life. My own father was so disciplined to the extent that in my own family, you must live a good life. Doesn't even give us space at all. So I started being religiously active from Brock Rosary to Blue Army to Region of Mary to Confraternity of the Most Holy Rosary to Purgatorial Society to St. Anthony of Padua to Charismatic, Charismatics to Bible Society, all in the Catholic Church. Then what happened in my life is not what I can say within the space of 30 minutes to 1 hour, but I will try to hit some basic points. So the whole thing is that when I was going, I paid attention to philosophy as a course. Yes. But one thing happened in my life. I'm a type that like working very hard. To the extent that while in school, I pay attention to water drilling of boreholes. And that is exactly what really made it possible for me to become CEO at very tender age. Yes. At 24 years, I have already become a CEO of Noble Success Computer. Polanto Integrated Limited. Yes. So you can still go and verify. My office then was at 105 Onitsha Wood Road. Yes. So we are into water drilling. And I know I have worked for so many people, drill so many boreholes over the years. Yes. I have so many friends, who that I have drilled boreholes for them at so many places. Yes. One of my major clients then, till now, is Chief Ogun Lodisa. Hamadike one for you. Then go and ask him. Virtually all the boreholes in the establishments and properties is run by my company. The history of my life in that profession can never be said without mentioning his support and trust to me and my company. I see him as a father and mentor. Hamadike one of Oruku. I tell you. Now, in that water drilling borehole, we really excel so much. We made name for ourselves. We made name for ourselves in water drilling. But because of Agu and so many chains of business, I will not be able to still be run because it's a professional work that is time consuming. You must always be at the location site where the drilling is going on so that you'll be able to supervise everything bit by bit. But currently, to cut the whole story short, currently my younger brother is the one into it full time. But after that, I moved down to Abuja. I registered another company that this one into food trading. Yes, and we register a Noble Success Computers. Not the Noble Success Computers. We have a training school. That is training school where you can learn JavaScript, learn programming, learn Microsoft Word, Excel, programming, and rest of them. Yes, we have Eze-Ana Plaza. That is in Madala. Then that time we have a business, Noble Success Computers. This one is where we sell computer and computer peripherals. Yes, why I want to tell you about my life in details so that you know that things just happen. You must work for it. So in my life, then I began to sell. We sell phone and phone accessories. Then from there we migrate to selling computers, used computers, laptops, and the computer peripherals. I import them myself. Yes, I import them from EPC company in US. Their headquarters is in New Jersey. That is where I import my used and refurbished computers, projectors, and rest of them. Then why the computer peripherals like charger, mouse, and Bluetooth and all those things, I import them from China. Yes, I have the contact. I can be in Nigeria import from both Chinese and China and the America. So Double Success Computers was actually doing good. Yes, when I was in Abuja, yes, my business was doing very well. To the extent that when I was in Abuja, before I left Abuja, I was living in my own house. Yes. So before I answer my calling, I have been comfortable. Yes. In my house in Abuja, I have a borehole there. You understand? So to show you that we have been doing good. But something happened. Before now, I remember over 20 something years ago when I escorted one of my younger sister to Asia. Asia. So when they was like talking to my sister, after talking to my sister, he turned to me and tell me that, do I know that I have power? Do I know that I have calling? But that time I was like, I'm not willing, as in being a charismatic member, going to being active in my religious activities, okay by me. So going into full time as dedicated, maybe a spiritualist, was never in my mind. So he gave the prophecy and told me that time will come when the right time come that everything will begin to manifest. So for me, I didn't take her serious. So many years down the line, when this my calling of a thing began to disturb, so there's so many signs given to me in my contract job. We began to have some certain things that beat my imagination. Yeah, sometimes we see some certain things beyond our control, uncertainable circumstance that is beyond our control. And there's some certain things it beats our imagination how those things happen. Having done the right thing during the training processes, and sometimes you see something about natural phenomena, and sometimes we have some cure some loss and rest of them. So at the same you begin to ask some questions, and in my business sometimes ups and downs and everything. I began to ask questions. So at a particular time, I met my father and asked him some questions. He told me the family history and how his own father handed everything, including the family of four, to him. and how he messed everything up, maybe because he was a Christian. How he discarded everything to be in a bush, and eventually everything was set ablaze by the landowners and everything. So at the stage when he was telling me all those things, I didn't see it that I didn't believe in me, bit my imagination. I didn't even dream that a day will come when I will become an ordinary person. Can't beat that. See, what happened is that when I was even very young, at age of 22, I have started showing, as in getting involved in evangelism. Yes, at age of 22, not just being evangelist. At age of 20, I have become a leader in those groups, my dear societies in the Catholic. By the time I was about 22, I was already a member of Maria TV Council. There's a program we normally had host that time in All Hallows Seminary on Onitsha. It's a program called Maria TV Council. Those days, the program normally happened on Fridays, 8:30 to 9 o'clock. Anybody that, yes, this is what I'm telling you now is over 20 years. So people of that time will always tell you that they know me. This is what I'm telling you now, going to 25 years. My Red TV Council. We normally close that program with some Reverend Fathers, some theologians and everything. And I happen to be the youngest among them all. So it's not today I started the word evangelism, whether in as a Christian or as a spiritualist or even as ordinary person. So being an evangelist has been my calling. Yes. I remember those days, even my early 20s, I have already become one of the speakers. During seminars and retreats, I will be one of the speakers. Mounting the podium. It wasn't an easy task as at then. So being an evangelist or an evangelist is not today. So even when I was in the church, I one of the people that preach. I remember those days in charismatic, we used to go to morning crying and everything. That time I remember those days when I was even in Oka. Whenever I came to Onitsha, going back to Oka, I will be preaching from bus. Yes. If I'm not preaching, then maybe I will pray, I will be saying my rosary. Yes, that's how deep I went. So all those things are so being religious active, I don't really actually know exactly what really prompted me to be reading spiritual books and everything. Or every spiritual books, I have read so many spiritual books to be frank with you. So, and while reading those spiritual books, I gather more experience. We're starting from the Catholic books, Vatican I, Vatican II, Canon Law, Catechism of the Catholic Church, written by Pope John Paul II. I read, I have so many books, Life of the Saints, and other councils of the church. That is what actually led to those council of Ephesus, council of Nicaea, and all the various councils of the church. What actually led to the convoking the councils and the final pronouncement of the council. Yes. So I went to the brief that I have large bookshelf of the Catholic and for research and everything. So minus that Catholic, I read other spiritual books from many spiritual set and everything. To the extent that I read Buddha, Muhammad, and the rest of them. Then, so, and the first time I traveled outside the country was to India, and I used the opportunity to visit even to their place of worship and the festivals and everything. I partake in all those things, and a friend of mine took me around and they explained their way of worship and everything. And I find out that their way of worship is very similar to what we have here in Igbo spirituality. They believe in the supreme head called Bagwam. Bagwam is our God Almighty. What we know here and called Chuku. Yeah, because they recognize that they were other gods, you understand, like Lord Shiva and rest of them. So all this while, I paid attention to spirituality and investigation and everything. So finally, this particular things begin to happen, and I asked my father. He told me about how family of four was destroyed and everything, but I didn't take it serious till when I began to experience some crash in my relationship and marriage. So at the stage I was like, what is happening? That something must be wrong somewhere. That is actually what led me to consulting a seer for the first time. So after consulting, I now find out that look, this is my time. That is, I don't have any other thing, no matter what. That's the only way I can be happy here on earth is by accepting my calling and pay attention that my time is up because I need to impact on so many lives. So eventually, at that particular time, I don't have anything to do again than to answer my calling full time. Before then, in 2016, 17, 18, I was in social media teaching so many things about spirituality in general, not even Igbo spirituality, because I have read so many books concerning spirituality. So that's exactly what I was doing then. But in 2018, after reading so many books, I now came to conclusion that Igbo spirituality actually have an edge over other forms of spirituality. Maka na ihe si na nke onye akarịa. Yes, following the path of your ancestors is the best thing that can happen to any human being. If you go to I think Jeremiah 16:6, either Jeremiah 16:6 or Jeremiah 6:16, you got where they ask them that if you get to a point that is junction, ask for the ocean ways road that your ancestors followed. So ihe ọpụta bụ na mgbe ọbụla ihe gbajuru gị jụọ kere ụzọ ndị nna nna gị ha soro na mbụ. That is the road that will lead you to your happiness. So that is what I finally find out. So when this message began to come that there is only no solution than to go back to the east, and answer my call. My wife then can't even figure it out. How can you leave Abuja? You are doing very well, you have a good business, flourishing business, you are living in your comfortable house. Why going to the village for the so-called work? Which kind of thing it is? So she can't even fathom it or even understand it. So for her, it was like, this man no gets, he had no correct again. Wow, what kind of thing? Going down to the village, having lived in a civil town. I was born and brought up at Onitsha. Yes, and they have lived in so many towns, modern towns, including Abuja. Now you want to go down to the village, or if wow, he couldn't fathom it actually. But to cut the whole story short, then during the COVID-19 of 18, I came down to the east and told my ancestors that finally I'm here. So they should do with me whatever they will, and they told me that look, when I was meditating concerning my return, I got this message very clearly because I'm somebody that have naturally gift of intuition, very very active intuition, what they call intuition perception. My intuitively is very active. Like that once I receive message intuitively, it must happen. So I was told that look, that I have been equipped, that all this while I was trained to, and like I told you, I was a programmer and doing online marketing. I understand it very well because I was trained by my some of my business partners from Philippines that came to Abuja that time to promote their supplement. At this stage, I became one of the leaders of that particular brand called Santebali. So I was exposed to online marketing. When I was in Abuja and they have downlines throughout the whole federation. So I understand the power of social media. So when I came back, I told my ancestors that finally I'm here. So with the message I got clearly is that you have been equipped. I said, how? I was told, I had it very clearly, that all this why I was permitted to read so many spiritual books is to equip me for future work ahead. This is the work I'm doing now. And then I got the message that okay, I thought what should I be doing? I had the message correctly that you are a priest and evangelist, and it's not for for jamboree. That is for a reason, that I should keep the ground running. So what will I do? He said, you have been equipped. Go to begin your evangelization as a priest. So what will I do? You have already been equipped, knowing how to use social media to propagate, because propagation is what is very expensive. I remember those days I went to radio station to get some time, as an allocated time, maybe 10, 15, 20 minutes. Some particular radio station I went to, I will not call the name now. They turned me down. They said that their radio station is like more of Christian station, that they don't want to be talking about ordinary stuff in that station, because if they allow it, that some of them might lose some of their listeners and some of their business partners. Some of those churches have already taken slots. It really pains me, and I said, my ancestors, what will I do? These people really turned me down. It's not as if I have plenty money to be, but I know it's not easy. But I can squeeze a little to be propagated, so that people will know the truth concerning Igbo spirituality. So when they turned me down, I got the message that you have been equipped. Go and use social media to reach out to so many people. Tell them that what the ordinary is all about. That ordinary is not all about making charms. Ordinary is not all about making charms. That you understand that ordinary is that they should have separate chaff from the grain. Yes, that ordinary is a spirituality. That making dangerous charms like Okite, Okibubo, Ugochitubelu, these things are not actually the core basic of Igbo spirituality. That those ones is something men formulated for themselves, trying to bypass nature. Yes. So I keep telling people that this is what ordinary stand for. Then the other thing is what people normally engage themselves, that is not right. So that is how I started speaking about ordinary, using social media platforms, having been trained in that aspect. So I began to use Facebook to tell people from 2020. You can still go and verify. Though I lost some of my Facebook account, but my YouTube is still there. You can go and verify. My YouTube, you go there, my Eze-Ana, Ugochitubelu. You see my teachings from 2020 till date. Yes, it's still there on YouTube. I decided intentionally to leave it so that you see how everything went. So it wasn't easy to establish everything. So what I will do is that my business is still there in Abuja running, while I will keep using the money to build Igbo spirituality. Till at a certain time, I began to have some partners, supporters, and everything. I remember some people said that I are really doing marvelous work on social media. Some will say, okay, send the account number, some 100,000 and even above, to support our administration. So, why doing this? I began my administration. I asked my forces, which name will I answer as my spiritual name? And I had it correctly that my name should be Nachimu, my chi will crown me, Etubemu. Ugochitubelu. That is how the name comes. That name is a spiritual name. That before I answered that name, nobody on earth have ever answered that name. Maybe people have started answering it, but I was the first person, because that name is one when I was doing spiritual exercise with my forces, and my chi, and that Ugochitubelu, that I should continue spreading this good news. That is how Ugochitubelu comes to be. It's in 2020. So at a stage, if you are following me on social media, at a stage I do the only one also, and also one half and I'm also. So and then also our own clan behind the chief was Eze-Ana. So at a stage when they permitted me, I forwarded myself to each other. That is how I became Eze-Ana Ugochitubelu Orifite. So if you are following some of my Facebook account, then you will see it Eze-Ana Ugochitubelu Orifite. It's only 2021 ending at 2021 December 1 mgbe m gbaziri ọfala ọzọ then gbuo efi to ụmụnna m and efi to ndị niile chiri ọzọ n'Oraifite. Ọ gbawa ka m become Ogbuefi. So that is when Ogbuefi entered my name. That is why if you see my new account, you see Ugochitubelu Eze-Ana. You see how the name comes. So in the spiritual angle, when I build my Ugochitubelu, my first he told me that my name of my temple should be Ugochitubelu Temple. That now they say that temple taught to Madanabu. And that temple is just stepping as the foundational base. That time will come when from this temple and our evangelization, many people will be liberated. Yes, and I got this mission vision seriously that time will come when we become open evangelization in a way that we will be holding crusade, we will be holding so many outreach to tell people more about Igbo spirituality. That is why they brought the Restoration Evangelical Mission. Very soon we hit the ground running. By next year, we'll be up for open evangelization in Igbo spirituality. Yes. So we are trying to see how friends and our partners will help us to build the place of worship for Ugochitubelu. Now, so that is it again. So, and maybe you don't know that I'm also in Ghanaian religion. Yes, I'm a member of Ghanaian African traditional religion. Currently, I'm the one that is in charge of Nnewi Station. Yes. So my work there is to do work as a priest. So what I can tell you is that my major calling, like I told you before, is to become a priest. Naturally, is what is imbued. Yes, before the physical ordination as a priest. But based on my calling, since that time I have been trying my best to let people know what a churcha. A priest simply means only church, and all my work has been based on a churcha, the work of a priest. Yes, so that is that's why I always tell you to call me only churcha, a priest or evangelist, or an evangelist. So then it happens that because of my support of my friends, my business associates, and other business I meet we have been sustaining, and through support of our fans and followers, we open another outlet for evangelism known as Eziokwu TV. It's on a free-to-air channel. So then, a free-to-air channel, you'll be getting Eziokwu TV. It's another outlet for evangelism because my life depends on evangelism. Yes. That's why every morning I must create time to come here to tell you what Eze-Ana is all about. Eze-Ana is not all about making charms. Yes. And all this while, I still maintain my business of water drilling. And as you all know, yes, I'm the CEO of Ugochitubelu Water. We have the table water and the water, and recently we opened our farm, which is a farm and rest of them. So what I can tell you is that even if you are a cold one, make sure what you learn from me, make sure that you have another side business, doing legitimate business you are doing, so that you will be able to earn money. During the time of our fathers, that what I learned from my ancestor, that is my grandfather, he was a herbalist and also a palm wine tapper. So meaning that he does not depend solely on only spiritual work for the survival of the family. So, but if you are doing spiritual work, please, I beg of you, look for another work doing, so that you will not be under pressure. Yes, you will not be under pressure to say what the Spirit did not say, or to do what the Spirit did not permit you to do. because maybe you're under pressure, maybe you need finances. But if you have other things doing where money will be coming, then you know that in chabon, you must work, you must eat. Very important. So that is what my humble advice to you. And you do so many. There are so many ways you can be earning money legitimately, and you make sure that you live a prudent lifestyle. Don't be throwing money anyhow. Spend wisely where it's necessary. Understand? Yes. In Ugochitubelu temple, it will trace you to know that we have a foundation. Ugochitubelu Foundation, yes. In Ugochitubelu Foundation, as we speak now, we have 7 people under our scholarship. Yes, we have 6 is in primary school, and the one is in secondary school. We are paying their school fees to date. Yes, because one thing I understand about life is that try to be a joy giver, no matter what. It wasn't easy, but some certain things, time you deny yourself some certain things in order to be a joy giver to other people, especially the less privileged. Yes, so all those things. So I thank my friends, well wishers, people that normally supporting us from time to time, people that believed in us, people that really contributing in one way or the other for to support us in the evangelization. It's not easy to preach and explain about um, spirituality, but spirituality is not easy. We are facing a lot of challenges, beginning, the Igbo spirituality is being revived now. And some of this revival that is going on in Igbo spirituality now actually is not going down well with other religious body, especially Christianity. So they are doing so many things within their powers to suppress uh, ordinary Igbo spirituality. But what I can tell you that if you are a called one, never give up, because it's by doing your calling you will find happiness. So keep doing your best. I can tell you the gods of our land are on our side, and I can tell you that whatever and in whatever you are seeing that is like rain falling, I can tell you na ọ bụrụ na mmiri zosia ana ọkwara ya aka. Onye ka our advice na-enye, if you are called one, don't be intimidated by anybody. Don't allow anybody to be the one that will be telling you your stories. Let the world hear your stories. Make an impact. Try your best to live a good life worthy of emulation, and leave the rest to the gods. Let me stop here. If you have any question you want to know, like I told you, if you need all the music in Ugochitubelu, our dreams, we have over 30 songs recorded on the Ugochitubelu label. If you go to YouTube, you can see some of our music. Download it. Yes. So we have all the rights. So what I'm telling you in essence is this: support us the way you can to make sure that this Igbo spirituality gets to everyone that is interested. That is what I can tell you. Let's stop here. If you have any question, I know what happened in my life within the years cannot be explained within 30 minutes or 1 hour. Yes, cannot be explained within 30 minutes and 1 hour. But what I can tell you is, if there's any ajụjụ ọbụla ị nwere ịjụ gbasara Igbo spirituality, let me know. Yes, you can always reach me on 0805 7837672. I repeat, 0805 7837672 or 0813 8243871. I can tell you, one of the guys who got and keep as well. Igbo spirituality must be propagated, no matter any intimidation from anybody. Yes. How we start now is this: since they are Igbo spirituality has been harassed in many ways, starting from our way of Echuaja and rest of them, we have been constantly being harassed. But I can tell you one thing I like about Igbo spirituality. I believe that Igbo spirituality, we keep on revolving it. We keep on modernizing it. I can tell you, as Onyu Kodena, where we are going now, some of this way of Echuaja, of the old pattern, we change it to the modern way of doing Saraka to accommodate anybody. But I can tell you, our teaching will never change, no matter any policy or any new laws of anything. But I can tell you, we will begin to propagate Igbo spirituality to the outdoors, so that everybody will hear what Igbo spirituality is all about. Igbo spirituality is not all about making charms. So let me stop here. So anything, I'm here to answer your questions. If you can be following us from Eze-Ana TV to learn more about what Ugochitubelu temple is all about. Yes, you can be following us on our social media. If you want to follow me, you can follow me in Ugofi Eze-Ana and Ugochitubelu, both TikTok and Facebook. Or you go to Eze-Ana TV on YouTube so that you watch what we are saying and what we are doing. So, Kachukwu Kepri Mehe Negotiation, and working my wife, didn't Eze-Obi, there's a lie. Ekwuna whatever unu na-eme bụ ihe unu ga-enye ezinụlọ nne bụ ihe dị mma na ihe ọma ga na-eme na onye na-achụ ụlọ ga-adakwa na onye echecha ihe ọjọọ ya eme na ọ ya eme onwe na ụnụ ga na-ejere obodo na ụnụ ga na-anara obodo na ụnụ ga-adịkwa ka echi maka na echi adị agwụ agwụ onye si ụnụ ji wee dịrị ụnụ adịgbu onye a na ndụ onye si ụnụ ji wee nọrọ ụnụ anọgbu onye a na ndụ maka kaka ya mụ na jijiji anya mụ ụnụ na onye si fụrụ ụnụ na-atụ ufere a sị m ufere amakwụziri ọnụ ya jee si n'ukwu pụọ ya ọ ya ukwu asị m na ụnụ ga-ejere obodo nara obodo onye si ka o jere ụnụ ije ọjọọ o jewe na ọya ejeru osi ọnwụ na ọya ejeru ya nwụrụ ọya ikwu na ọdịnala pụtara na ọfọ na ogu na ihe onye butere ewetara were isi ebu asị na ọ ga-adịrị ndị ezi omenile na mma ndị niile na-agba mbọ ka ọ dị mma na ọ ya adịrị ha mma ndị niile na-agba mbọ etu ha nwere ike ịfụ na-akwadara ike ọdịnala ma ọ ka emegide ndị mmadụ maka na ike dị ha n'aka ana m asị ụnụ ntakwa ndị dị etu a ma mee ka ha malụ na adị ebu a na-ebu. Yes, na ha marụ na adị ebu a na-ebu, marakwa ike dị na awaja na awaja. Wee na-ayọ ngozi Chukwu oke pụrụ ime ihe niile n'isi ndị niile bụ ihe ọma n'obi na-agba mbọ ka ana Igbo dị mma, na ndị niile bụ ihe ọma n'obi na-agba mbọ ka Anambra dị mma. A sị m na ike ama agwụnata ụlọ n'oge gara ka echi maka na echi adị agwụ agwụ. Ọnwa ajụjụ ị nwere na nkụzi a chaatị ya mụ na WhatsApp 08057837672. I repeat 08057837672. Ka emesịa na see you tomorrow.